What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Mikey Will here again. We're at Quality Sheet Metal here. It's part 5 of the fully electric 72 volt ATV quad. It's been a long journey. I know I'm happy if you guys been watching this whole time, staying tuned with every part of this build and stuff like that. But in this video, we're actually flipping over the motor and raising it up an inch, or well, a couple inches, and moving it back a couple inches to, one, make the chain a little bit longer, and two, make it more near factory height. So what we're doing right now is cutting the original mount just to rotate it upwards. So we're removing all the previous stuff, like unscrewing stuff, like hammering out some of the other screws that might have been stuck in there. But other than that, the process has been pretty smooth up until like just getting it to roll smoothly. That's like the only problem. But yeah, so, and other than re-welding to the frame and doing all this other stuff all over again, this was probably the best option. Yeah, so here we go. Yeah, because we went through a bunch of different motor positions trying to find out what works best, what would make the chain be the easiest, going over the chain guide and stuff like that. But what we found to work best was to angle it as high as possible, and like as you guys can see here, they are literally like pointing it upwards, trying to find the best angle, just so this motor can sit properly on this frame with the sprocket and the chain, not running crooked or anything. So this is the view from the back, but I don't know if you guys can notice the sprocket is actually on backwards, has to be on the other side of the mount, so it's giving the chain a little bit of a lean to the left, but that's easily fixed and stuff like that. So right now I'm putting in spacers to make sure the motor has adequate spacing for the motor to be mounted, you know what I'm saying? Putting the spacers in is probably like the most tedious part of the whole thing, just because like they either kept falling out or there wasn't enough spacers, or etc., whatever else was going on. But yeah, this is the part when we were putting the sprocket on the other side of the thing, the sprocket holder. I forgot what it's called. Yep. But now it's hitting it with a little bit of impact wrench action. It's just those little 4 screws. They're like special little Allen key kind of things. Also, we actually also put on the rear caliper. We just need to put on the brakes and stuff. I just didn't put them on yet. But now, if you guys can see, the motor's more upright at a more fixed point, and this should be the last attempt. I just gotta grab another master link and put it on this chain, because I only have one and I'm gonna need 2. Usually I never would run 2 master links, but these chains are kind of expensive, so I'd rather just like pay the couple bucks than like go through this a couple times and paying like $100-something for another chain, you know. But back to the fact that we're almost there. As you guys can see, washers falling out, spacers falling out. It's like it's pretty hard, but it gets done though. Alright, looks like we're getting ready, because we had to put the battery in to get like the best like angle for it. Not the best angle for it, like that's to get the most accurate description of like how high we can go on the motor and stuff like that. Because before we did it, the battery was up, the motor was up too high, and then we had to unscrew a little bit and then move it down. It's easily adjustable because you just unscrew the screws a little bit and go up and down, and then you just retighten it. But this is the back part of the motor. I don't know if you guys can see. There's like a little hook that goes under it, and we have like a little space that goes in between them, and a long bolt. And with that, we can I almost said solder, well, weld them together. And you guys will see when he's done like making this little part right here. And look, like you see what I'm saying? Like they're gonna weld to those other little steel pieces right there. So that other hole that's up top will connect, and you just connect it through a regular size, I think like 1/2-inch bolt, I think it was. There's really no going back. This is like I gotta make this work one way or another. Put so much time and money in this. It's really not in the money, it's just the time and the continuous trial and error. But you know, there's no one else out here really doing this kind of stuff. I really have to just kind of guess on half the stuff I'm doing, you know. Like there's no one teach me how to build batteries and stuff. Like there's a bunch of battery building videos, but no one makes huge ones like this. Like not no 3 kilowatt batteries for an electric bike, you know, electric ATV, you know. Like thing has got juice. I really can't wait to see what this thing could do. So I'll let you guys know what's going on when I get the master link and the chain going on, and hopefully we'll get a test drive and hopefully have no problems. You feel me? So stay tuned, y'all. But getting back to the video again, they welded in what's it called? The little piece on the back for the back motor, for the back motor mount. It's kind of a tight space, and like for the tight space, fantastic job. It's just so hard. I know I couldn't do stuff like this. Like I'm good at soldering, I'm good at all that like electronic stuff, but like it comes to welding, I have never tried it. It looks sketch, and there's a lot of danger and stuff involved. But that's why you bring it to these guys, and they handle it perfectly. Quality sheet metal. I know I said this before. A1 service. Alright. Make sure you guys follow, subscribe, like, and comment. More content coming soon. Peace, y'all.